Hello guys, welcome to another session. So today in this session, we are going to address 8 most common mistakes that hold aspirants back from clearing the UPSC prelims. So these mistakes, in fact, often turn prelims into a nightmare and prevent many from moving forward in their UPSC journey. So, see, the good news is that these mistakes can be avoided easily, with proper preparation. So, consider this session as your early warning system to prevent a disaster in your, prelims 2025. So, stay with me till the end, and I promise you, I assure you that you will gain the clarity to tackle these mistakes head on and elevate your preparation to the next level. So, let's start with the first one. The first mistake and the most critical mistake is that starting your preparation too late. So many aspirants, many begin their preparation, in February. So till then, what they do is, or February or even March, thinking that they just need, 10 to 15 more marks to clear the prelims. No, that's not the case, right? And you will spend more time on your test series on mains and then optional sociology and other things. So you need to consider, especially in the changing scenario, the way UPSC prelims has evolved and the way things have changed, you need to consider every attempt as a fresh start. And you must respect the exam and you need to plan accordingly. You need to understand the changing patterns of UPSC based on the demand of the exam. You need to consider it as fresh and you need to give it a time. So you need to plan accordingly. Ideally, you should be beginning your preparation, at least now we are in Jan. So by now itself, today itself, you need to start your preparation and it should be full-fledged, from today. There is no compromise on that. So starting late means that will definitely affect your revision, that will affect your confidence and the ability to take the mock test effectively and all those things. So make this, as your first actionable step, start today. So this is Jan 3rd when I'm recording this video. So you need to start today. There is no compromise on that. You cannot keep it for Feb. You cannot keep it for March also. There are some who have experienced, right, and still they are preparing for mains because they have, some of you have did not clear the mains. Still, again, you are working on your mains just because you cleared the prelims. Again, not because you didn't clear the mains, you are working on your mains and you are writing answers even now. Of course, you can do that, but focus on your prelims. What if you won't clear the prelims next year? See, every year, the way the questions are coming, you it's a fresh start. You need to consider it as fresh. Okay. Second is ignoring the test series and revision. That's a major blunder that I see among the aspirants, that they delay the mock test until after they've finished studying the syllabus. No, simultaneously you can take it, right? See, let me tell you this: your study is never complete. You can never complete UPSC preparation. So if you plan to take the test after completing the syllabus, you are never going to take the test. So going with the regular test is actually the right strategy that helped me to crack 5 prelims. So you need to also go with regular test along with your preparation. Test will not only highlight your weak areas, but also help you to cover important areas, important topic. You will see all the questions, and if you missed out something, you will be able to cover that. Even from the options which is given, you will be able to get a lot of knowledge. You'll be getting the practice session, and you'll be getting from the description so much of depth of knowledge you'll be getting when you go through the solution also. Right. And even if you make an answer correct, you will understand whether your logic was correct in that, even though you got the correct answer. So it's non-negotiable. You cannot compromise on this. So but there are another trap here. The thing is that many students fail to revise their mock test performance. That's another issue, right? So without proper notes for revision, the effort you put into the test and other things is going to be very, very much useless, right? It's going to be ultimately a waste of time. It's a waste. The effort that you're putting in that going as waste. So ensure that you write mock tests simultaneously and revise them systematically. You need to go with the studies, you need to go with the revision, you need to write the test, and you need to write from the test also the points and everything, and you need to keep revising these things. Otherwise, this is going to be a futile exercise. So first thing that I want to tell you is never keep your test series after completing your syllabus. That is never going to be possible. Do it simultaneously. That is going to help you in many ways. So next is this one, which I have given you a glimpse of it, neglecting the revision plan. Or in your plan, you may keep revision towards the end. Every day revision is required. So planning your study without allocating time for revision is like building a house without a foundation. You need to revise. We are human beings. We forget things. right? So many students focus on reading the syllabus, keep on reading the syllabus, but fail to plan for multiple revisions. If you're not revising, there is no point in keep on reading. You will forget it. You need such kind of clarity and depth of understanding in the present day exam scenario. Remember, UPSC demand retention. You need understanding, and without effective revision, your knowledge will definitely evaporate. You won't remember things at that point of time. So just one reading won't help you. Allocate 10 to 15% of your total preparation time for revision. 1/10 at least you can, or 1/5 at least you can spend for revision. Especially when it comes very close to the exam, more time you need to spend for revision. April, May time, spend more time in revision. So when you should aim for at least 2 to 3 rounds of revision, that is going to be very good. So subject-wise revision, 2 to 3 rounds at least you should be in a position to do. So this is, guys, non-negotiable. You cannot take any compromise on this area. So never ignore revision. So the next one is not integrating previous year questions with static preparation. See, static preparation without analyzing the previous year questions is like, sailing without a compass. Previous year questions will reveal the recurring themes, important topics, and it's the key to understand UPSC mindset. So go through the previous year questions, understand the UPSC mindset, understand the important topics, what kind of answer options that they're giving, what kind of questions they're asking, what are the recurring themes. There are questions which are directly repeating in several years. So you need to understand that this will definitely give you 30 to 40 mark extra. For example, if you're studying polity, solve previous year questions related to polity alongside with that. So you will understand the depth of the question or what they are demanding from you, right? And which all topics are required, which all areas they're asking, the kind of questions they're asking. Spend 30 to 45 minutes daily in analyzing previous year questions. This will definitely guide your focus. It will keep you focused, in fact, and will definitely ensure you that you don't waste time on another unimportant areas. You're spending more time on the questions, and you are again diverting based on the questions. You will analyze the options and other things. You will connect the relevant and connected areas, and then you'll be studying. So you won't stuck your time with unimportant areas. Previous year questions are treasure trove of insights. Use them effectively, use them wisely to enhance your preparation. This is the key to understand the UPSC's mindset. Okay, another common mistake is giving too much of time to low priority subjects like medieval history, art and architecture, art and cultural area. I've seen many students spending so many days on these areas. What's the point in that? Even if you ignore questions, still nothing is going to happen actually, if you're strong in the other areas. So these subjects are very volatile and factual with limited returns. So we always talk about return on investment, the time that you're investing, the efforts that you're investing, are you getting the same return? At least in the same proportion. We don't want higher proportion, at least the same proportion. No. Then why you want to invest too much? Understand the pattern from the previous year questions. Cover those areas like Buddhism, Jainism, some recurring patterns are there. Only that you need to focus when it comes to ancient medieval. Otherwise, it's a volatile subject. No one can predict, and it's going to be it's a futile exercise if you spend too much of time in this. That's my point of view. Again, it's up to you to decide, but I never recommend spending too much of time on this particular area. Instead, focus on high return subjects. Focus on economy, focus on environment, polity, modern India. Right? Here, ROI is better. So these subjects have a clear conceptual base and more predictable question. The other one, factual, you will forget it, and very volatile also. This is based on understanding, which is going to be very useful and helpful and conceptual. So predictable also. So once your primary subjects are solid, you can move to secondary and tertiary priorities like art and architecture. So I give importance to first priority is always economy, then comes polity, then comes environment, then comes modern India. So this is the way you prioritize. This is your solid blocks, the foundation. After you complete this, then you move on to the secondary areas, the tertiary areas like art and architecture, other culture and other things. So you need to use your time wisely and effectively, and don't get stuck in areas with limited return or low return. Always calculate the ROI. Anything you do, not only here, anything you do in life, calculate the ROI, return on investment, return on investment. Investment could be time, investment could be money, investment could be any effort, whatever. And then CSAT. Another issue that many students are facing is with CSAT, underestimating CSAT. CSAT often becomes stumbling block especially for engineering graduates who assume it will be easy. But recent CSAT papers, like in 2023, if you see, were challenging even for IITians. CSAT preparation require consistent practice, solve MCQs regularly under timed condition. So watching videos is not enough. Active practice is required. So start working on CSAT concepts. There are some key concepts, whether it is probability, permutation, numbers, number system. There are key concepts, reminders, LCM, SCM, whatever, work and time, and all these key concepts are there and questions are there. So by Jan Feb, you need to start preparing for CSAT also. Don't let CSAT become the reason you fall short in prelims. Many believe that, yeah, I can answer English questions and it's going to be very easy. No, remember, English is the most trickiest one. They will trap you. For example, you see a statement and then a conclusion. They'll ask you, what is the assumption made by the author? You think you are brilliant and you can get it from the options. How come you know there is a statement and there is a conclusion? Do you know what's the meaning of this assumption question? Statement is there, which is a fact. This fact lead to conclusion. You know the fact and conclusion. So this fact lead to conclusion via assumption. They're asking you this assumption. How come you know what the assumption made by the author here in this case? And they have given you 4 options. You need to pick the one which is made by someone else. How come you know? There is only one way to get it. You take an answer choice, assume this as the assumption, right? And then what you need to do is negate this assumption. That means you take the opposite of this assumption, and then this conclusion should also be getting negated. That's when this assumption is true. That's the way you need to find it. But you don't know, you just read and you will find it. You will try to answer the question. I hope you got my point. You take there's the only way in which you can find the answer for assumption question. I'm being very open. This is the only way in which you can find the correct option, correct answer. Take the option, negate it, see what happens to conclusion. If conclusion also getting negated, that's the correct option. Why? Because if this is the right option, you change if this is the right assumption, you change the assumption, conclusion will also change because the conclusion is made by assumption. If nothing happens to conclusion, what happens? That is the wrong answer. That's not the assumption. Do the same exercise with the second option. So negate it, see what happens with conclusion. If conclusion get negated, that's the right answer. If not, you need to check with the third option. So this is again a big exercise. Without understanding even this is how you need to solve assumption question, people think that this is the easiest one and you're going to answer. Remember, this is the most toughest question that you face in exam. Assumption. How can you know the assumption made by someone else? Only through this process you will understand. People just read the statement and the conclusion and will try to assume the assumption. That is your assumption. That's not author's assumption. What they're asking is author's assumption. So make sure to practice CSAT. Okay. And another issue that many aspirants, faces, the betting, this one, that self-doubt and overthinking. So many aspirants carry the burden of, past failures, and that lead to self-doubt and, underconfidence. Overconfidence is also a big problem. Underconfidence is again a big problem. So let me tell you this, guys. Your past attempt don't define your future. Every exam, especially in the present situation, is independent. Even if you attended an interview or if you are coming for improvement after cracking some 200th rank, still the prelims is going to be tougher. Prelims is just like new to them. So treat every attempt as fresh start. If you're consistent for 5 to 6 months, guys, and revise with right resources, practice the mock test, and solve the previous year questions and analyze the pattern, you will definitely succeed. Prelims is easy. The questions and answers are in front of you. So don't waste your time in overthinking. Don't go for self-doubt. Keep yourself motivated. Okay, channel it into focused preparation instead. Use your time wisely. Believe in yourself and approach this attempt as if, it's your first and last. You're going to crack it. Okay, then constantly changing resources and skipping newspapers is another issue. Many I have seen. Many students fall into this trap, switching resources, read some and change it frequently, and ignoring the newspaper by thinking that I can cover it from another resource. Yes, of course, you can cover it from other resources. I also recommend that, but the headlines and the editorials is a must. So stick to the resources you have chosen and master them. You don't want to choose. You ask your mentor. He will tell you what to read. Just go with that, right? Avoid, hopping between multiple materials. It only creates confusion. Newspaper, it is indispensable for the front page, important news, and the editorial part, and economy and international part. Everything else we can cover with the monthly cover-up and everything. So UPSC questions are often rooted in current affairs and the trends. So you need to know. Dedicate, at least 1 to 2 hours, 1.5 hours to reading newspapers and understanding editorials. So this practice will help you, in giving an edge and help you to connect with the static knowledge with the current developments also. Polity questions, they often ask from the current affairs. Economic questions come from the current affairs. So you need to have that static understanding, theoretical aspect, theoretical knowledge, but you need to connect it with the current development. So these are the 8 mistakes that I want to discuss. Starting late, ignoring the test series, skipping revisions, neglecting the previous year questions, mismanaging the priorities, underestimating CSAT, battling with the self-doubt and underconfidence, and inconsistent resource use. These are barriers between you and prelims success. So avoid this. You will position yourself miles ahead of the competition. Remember, guys, prelims preparation is actually a journey of discipline. You need focus, you need smart strategies. So implement these lessons which I have told you, and you will not only clear the prelims, but you will do with confidence. So let's make 2025 the year of your success. So that's about this session, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, share it with your friends also. And if you're looking for any mentorship program or the courses, check out the details in the description and get in touch with us. So see you in the next video.